Milo Yiannopoulos of Breitbart had attended the UC Berkeley for an event, and a riot broke out. Now, amongst a few things that happened, there was some damage that occurred from roughly approximately 150 people. The numbers are pretty rough at this point still, but he safely evacuated out of there, and he made an address concerning the riot. We'll go to a clip of it, and then we'll come back and break it all down.
So here's the reason I want to talk to you. It's not to endorse your views, many of which I agree with, some of which I don't. But the point is, you tried to express your views and were prevented by a violent mob. So if you were an anarchist or a Scientologist or a flat earth activist, it wouldn't matter. You were not allowed to exercise your First Amendment rights, and that's shocking. Give us first a quick recap of what happened last night to you.
Well, I think I agree with you in the first place. I mean, I'm not any of the things that these posters characterize me as in an effort to legitimize the violence. But even if I were, I don't think it would matter for the reasons you say. So I went in to do my talk. We go in a couple of hours before to set up our tech and for me to, put on a costume or something. I had a wonderful outfit plan, which is the main reason I'm upset about yesterday. I was going to go to I was going to talk about cultural appropriation in full Native American headdress. I had a full custom headdress with my name embroidered on it. I'm so mad that I didn't get to wear that. Anyway, we went in for like an hour or two beforehand. We were planning it, and suddenly there were these explosions outside. There were firecrackers and rocks being hurled at the building. The police were having things hurled at them, and I was evacuated up to the 5th floor, like by the fire escape. It was all very exciting. And then suddenly, I was being taken out of the building. I was informed that I was being evacuated because there were hundreds of protesters outside, blowing things up, hurling things at the police. The police didn't seem to me to be doing very much aside from hiding inside the building. The ground floor had been stormed, so we had to rush down to the parking lot, find one car, and that exit was blocked, so we ran to another car, and we finally got in one, and I was, bundled in, put in a bulletproof vest, and whisked away. And that is the price you pay for being a libertarian or a conservative on American college campuses.
All right, so let's go ahead and unpack this. Now, I want to make it crystal clear that for me personally, I don't so much care for Milo Yiannopoulos. I think that he's a self-hating gay who backs Donald Trump and the Republicans when they don't necessarily have his best interest at heart with him being a member of the LGBT community. But regardless of what my personal feelings on him are, I think by and large he's actually right in this particular regard. That the the wrong approach to going about reacting to people with opposing views is to react with violence. So here's the example that I'm going to use. So for people who are outside of this bubble, who don't necessarily have any idea who the fuck Milo Yiannopoulos is, and that they come on to just some random day on Fox News and observe what the result is from him just showing up on the campus just to give an event, just to him to express his views. For those people who are unaware, they're gonna look at the situation and see, oh man, these motherfuckers is crazy. They're rioting just because some guy wants to give some kind of press event, and there it is right there. You've actually just created a bad first impression from the people who may not even be aware of who Milo is, or who may just want to just be just a spectator, just want to come in and just see what he's talking about, but they can't because you've effectively shut down a conversation by going around and destroying property all around you just to be sure that he doesn't actually come on the campus. So this is entirely the bad reaction because all that's going to happen, and from that clip you just got through looking at with him and Tucker Carlson, was that he just went on the fucking Fox News and just had an interview. And for some of those people who may not be aware of Milo, they may actually now end up siding with Milo, or the people who are already in the Milo camp have now become so much more reinforced in buying into the message that he's talking about. Even though I, by and large, disagree with many of the points that he's talking about, including the fact that he works for a truly atrocious news organization, Breitbart, and the outrageous connections between him and Steve Bannon in the alt-right movement, or the more so to be accurate, the organization connected to the alt-right movement. But yeah, guys, this is totally the wrong approach. Actually, that the answer to the situation in order to, if you want to combat Milo, then all you have to do is just present counterpoints. So if he says something and you just line up somebody right after him or right before him, or probably just organize a debate actually where both parties actually give opposing views on the same topic, and then you let the people decide. But you don't necessarily answer the situation with just violence. You set a very bad example, and you only make the person who the violence is being committed to become the victim, and furthermore amplify the message that they're trying to send and make people want to go to their side as opposed to yours.